What's up, everybody? Today's video is going to be going into how I got into working out, you know, how it all got started. So, flashback, 19 years old. I was about $1.10 soaking wet. I was working, I was staying somewhere that I could actually afford to save a little bit of money. So, got a little gym membership. Shout out to the homie Sal. He owned the gym in the town I was staying at. Started working out, eating, got up to about 135. Moved around a lot throughout the years. But the thing that stayed consistent with me was working out. I've always loved health and fitness, always been into it. So that's just what stayed with me. It's my passion in life. So got up to like 135 pounds and just slowly jumped up about 10 pounds at a time, kind of over the years. It was like 135 and then 145, like 150 something and then 165. And then I was at 170 for a while. And it took a bit to get up to 180. And then right before I joined the Army, the heaviest I ever been at the time was 198. But it didn't look good. It was not the best 198. It wasn't the worst either. I've always had kind of an unconventional, old school approach to working out. What works for others doesn't always work for everyone. I don't know. Just the basics. I believe in bulking. I know a lot of people do not like that word. They don't like the idea of it. People are like, oh, just main gain, main gain your way up. Well, if I would have just main gained, I would have probably got up to, 120 at best. Like, seriously, that doesn't work for me. Like, main gaining is not it. I would have been skinny forever, So, yeah, I believe in bulking. You have to eat more to get bigger. You're not just going to get bigger eating the same. You also can't gain much muscle, if at all, in a calorie deficit. My goal is to get jacked. It's always been my goal. So I'm not going to stay cut year round. Actually, I don't do too many cuts much at all, really. I'm more into bulking up to a new weight and then recomping. It's like recompositioning the body, you know what I mean? Get up to that new weight, hold that new weight for a while, slowly let the body adjust, slowly, burn off the fat, but maintain the same weight, So yeah, that's just my approach. It's what works for me. So it got me to where I am today, 200 pounds, finally. Been a long time coming, and a whole lot of eating. I had to eat to the point my stomach actually felt like it was gonna explode. Sometimes lots of sleepless nights because I'm so full and I just can't sleep. But it was worth it, Like I said, I love the process. It's kind of miserable, but I just asked myself, like, do I want to stay skinny forever? Do I want to actually get jacked? You got to eat enough. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. Sharing my fitness journey more these days. Becoming more social about it. I've always kind of stuck to myself. Never really been outward with this type of thing, but I figured maybe it might inspire some people. That's all for today.